What's going on, everyone? This is Dustin with another episode of Journey to Master. Today I want to talk about listening and what it means to be working under somebody. More specifically, I want to talk about talking less and listening more. Now, I've said this in the past a few times, but as an apprentice, when you're working under a journeyman, it's a really important thing for you to do, to shut your mouth and just listen. That doesn't mean don't ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. But a lot of people have this ego thing where they feel like they need to appear to be in the know about things. Especially apprentices that are like a year in already or 2 years in. They want to seem like around all the other guys that they really know what they're doing and that they can be trusted. And I get it. You want to be. You want to be trusted. You're starting to get to that point where you want to be left alone to be able to run jobs. It's a really exciting thing to kind of transition into that lead guy role. But there's never going to be a point in your career where you're going to stop listening. You need to always listen. And when I say shut your mouth and listen, stop trying to pretend like you know so much and be okay with somebody explaining something that you already know. Just shake your head and be like, okay, cool, I got it. That is shutting your mouth and listening. When a master electrician is telling a journeyman, like, hey, you need to make sure that you put this many straps on this pipe, you need to run this pipe in 3-inch, don't forget you have to run 2 of them side by side, and you have to bend an offset, and when you bend an offset, make sure that you do this and you have this certain amount of takeoff. The journeyman probably already knows that, but the more respectful thing to do is just to shut your mouth and be like, okay, cool. Just appear to be a student. Just be a student of when anyone's around you, even if it's another helper. I know that's another thing that bugs people, is like they're a second-year helper and they're working with a third-year helper and they feel like they're getting kind of tired of this other helper telling them what to do. But they have more experience and they're more knowledgeable. So just listen more and just shake your head and shut your mouth. Nobody wants to hear when you're teaching somebody something. As a teacher, you don't want to hear the student being like, yeah, okay, I was already going to do that. I already know that. I know. That's the worst thing to hear. It just drives me fucking nuts when I'm trying to teach somebody something. Even if I know that they already know that, the whole point of me going overboard with my explanation on things is to be thorough and to make sure that I'm driving home the point in their head and that they're hearing it over and over and over. I already know that you know. I don't need you to tell me, yeah, I got it, I already know. Just listen. Just be like, okay, I got it. And that's it. Don't get your ego flared up because you think that I don't think that you're up here yet and I'm talking to you like you're down here. I never teach disrespectfully. I treat everybody around me with respect, just as a way of life. Elders, people that are younger than me, people that are my age, everybody. I go about life showing respect to people and giving people the benefit of a doubt. So in the workplace, especially where you are a student and there is somebody else that is your senior, you need to just listen to what they're saying. Now, there's going to be times where that guy that's a senior is a fucking asshole. That's a whole different story. At that time, it kind of becomes something about self-preservation, and you become more defensive. And you don't want to learn from this person because they're a fucking asshole. And I get that. I totally get that. But that's not what I'm talking about today. I'm talking about being a student under somebody else that knows more than you. And so I wanted to use myself as an example. I'm a master electrician. I've been doing this for 10 years. I recently started going back to work for a man that I really respect and trust. And he's been doing this shit for 30 years, probably more than that. Just has at least had a company for 30 years. The guy knows so much. And there's some other guys there that are like 25 years in, and they know a lot of stuff. And one of them's a journeyman. Well, both of them are journeymen. I think one of them's still an apprentice, but they just know so much that, like, it doesn't the license doesn't matter. It's what they know. They can be trusted. They know so much that they never really had to go take a test to get a license. But in any event, like me being a master electrician, I don't ever walk into an environment and assume that I know more than anybody. I am all ears all the time. And that's that's just a thing in life. I think that everybody has something to learn from somebody else. Nobody is better than anyone else in life. We've all had different experiences, but just that fact alone, the fact that you can be working with somebody who teaches things a little bit different way, than somebody else, there's always something to be learned from people around you. So even me, when I'm a master electrician and I'm working for another master electrician and they're trying to tell me a certain way to do things, I'm not sitting there trying to impress them with my knowledge and be like, yeah, I already know how to do that. And I'm not trying to argue with them to make them feel like I know more and I'm right. Even there's other master electricians that I've worked with that are my same age and they've been a master the same amount of time that I am. And there's this kind of thing that happens when young master electricians are around each other. It's kind of like, if you're an artist and you're ever in art school, it's like the kids that are always good at art always sit together and they're always trying to like one up each other. But it's always a friendly thing. It's never like, fuck this guy, I'm going to do better than him, But all the people that are in art class that just don't give a shit about art and they're just trying to get, a grade, they usually sit together. But it's the same thing. Like when you're a master electrician and you're young and you're working around another master electrician who's young, it's kind of like this one-up environment where it's like, I got to show that I know more than him, and I got to, and it's something that people don't like speak about, but I don't act that way because, again, that dude has an environment that he's worked in, he's come across things, he's seen things over a long enough period of time that even if I know something that he's telling me, I'm just going to be like, oh, wow, cool. I don't ever feel the need to make people know that I know something already. That's an ego. So if you're one of those people that do that, and you know whether or not you are, even if people around you don't tell you that you do it, you know that you do it. If you're always trying to finish somebody's sentence, before they finish what they're saying, like if you want to make people aware that you know what you're doing, and you don't like being told it, if it gets under your skin kind of, that people tell you step by step how to do things, they're not patronizing you. Most of the time, they're just trying to cover a full explanation with you. So just learn to shut your mouth and take it. It's a rough thing to do at first, especially I was that way. When I was younger, it was like, you couldn't tell me anything. When you were trying to explain things, I was like, all right, I was already answering ahead of, the explanation and trying to just prove my worth and prove that I know all of this stuff and that I don't need to be told, I'm ready to be independent and I want you to think that I'm an all-star. Put all that shit on hold because you're not listening, you're going to start missing things. And the more you feel like you need to prove yourself, the more you're going to be seen as somebody that doesn't listen and doesn't pay attention. And you're going to, more likely than not, you're going to end up being that college quarterback that left football too early and went into the pros and fucked something up because they're just in too big of a hurry to get ahead. I was the same way. When I was younger, I was 2 years into this and I went and got my residential license and I was like, fuck yeah, I can lead jobs. And the guy I worked for let me, but he kept a close rein on everything. But I always wanted to appear to the guys around me that I was good and that I knew what I was doing, and that, that almost mattered to me more than actually just being good and slowing down and taking my time and realizing I'm going to do this for a decade. And, same thing with the journeyman. It's like, as soon as I can take that test, I'm going to take it and I'm going to prove everyone that I'm so good at this, But when that's the thing that you're focused on more than actually just doing this every day and trying to prove to yourself that you're really good at this, people that prove to themselves how good they are at something and don't need to open their mouth and tell everybody about how great they are, they're actually really great. Most of the time when you look at somebody, like the example that I use is there's a guitarist out there named Derek Trucks. Derek Trucks used to play for the Allman Brothers. I think his uncle or something was the drummer. But he plays with a lot of great people. He plays with Government Mule. He's played with Fish. He plays with Trey Anastasio. But he is, in my opinion, is the best slide guitar player on the planet. If any of you like listening to guitarists shred, and I'm not talking like 80s hairband, like crazy shred. I'm talking like the most beautiful playing. The only thing that I can think of is the depth of knowledge of instrument is like Stevie Ray Vaughan. He's the closest thing. When you watch Stevie Ray Vaughan, his eyes are shut and he's just fucking lost. But anyways, Derek Trucks, the reason I bring him up is because you very rarely see him speak or make any facial expressions. He just plays his instrument. He doesn't have to talk and tell everyone how good he is and how great he is. He just sits back and lets the fucking instrument talk for itself. People will know that you're good when you're good. You shouldn't have to like precede yourself with how much you know and having to prove to people that you are. If you do, then that's really an inadequacy of yourself. It's the fact that you know that you're not really good enough, so you feel like you have to compensate and overcome that by speaking more to make up for your lack of being good at something. So somebody like Derek Trucks, he's just nasty at guitar, at playing slide guitar. It's some of the fucking most beautiful slide guitar I've ever heard in my life. And I don't think there's a match out there. But he doesn't talk. He just plays. And he very, very rarely makes a facial expression. It's just smooth, calm, completely in control of the situation. He knows what the fuck he's doing, and he's practiced it so much. And the people that he plays with some of the greats, but he's always so humble and respectful around them, and he acts like he's not the shit. He acts like he's a student of this, and he's just going to keep making music because he makes music. So I challenge you guys out there, and me myself, when you're doing work, just try to be good, knowing that you are not good, or knowing that you're all right, but that you have a lot left to learn. Because even me doing this for 10 years, you'd think that I would know a whole lot, and I do. But I know that there's 10 to 20 more years of me doing this, of knowing shit. So I still don't know a fucking drop in the bucket compared to what guys that have been doing this for a lifetime know. So as an apprentice, you really have no room to act like you're the shit. Or a journeyman, somebody that's been doing this a couple of years, you don't have the right to refuse teaching and to act like you already know all of the answers. And I think that just in general, when you're working around people are going to know you for who you are. And people are going to want to teach and want to work with somebody that can be taught. Somebody that's teachable, somebody that you can tell they listen. They just intently listen because they really want to know this craft. The people that always come off like they're trying to prove themselves and they're trying to overcompensate for their actual lack of skill, those people are made fun of behind their back, and they're talked about, badly, and people don't give them opportunities because they know deep down that they're really not as good. And they don't listen. They don't shut their mouth ever. They just fucking talk. Yeah. Don't worry about it. I got it. I already know that. I was already going to do that. You don't have to tell me that. They know that those people are going to keep fucking up because they're not getting it. They're not getting the fact that they're a student and they need to listen. So, long rant, all of that to say, guys, just always keep yourself in the position of the student. Even if you're a master, even if you're running a company, there is somebody out there who is going to do it better. There's somebody out there that knows a better way, knows a more efficient way to do something, does things a different way that maybe all of a sudden you're like, fuck, wow, that's amazing. I had never thought of that before, and just heed good advice and don't let your ego flare up and think that you know everything, because you don't. So I love you people. I've got some cool shit coming up recently. I was just approached recently by Home Depot to do a sponsorship. So they want me to start doing tool reviews, which is kind of a common thing. Like, I feel like most YouTubers and guys that, have big Facebook stuff that are in the trades get approached by people and they're like, we want you to review our tools and stuff like that. So it's not really that big of a deal, but cool thing is I get to fly out to New York City and be a part of this program, and they're going to send me some tools every quarter throughout the year. It's a year-long program. So I'm going to be doing tool reviews. I'm going to whore myself out for the corporate man for a little while to try to make some money, try to get some better recording equipment, and maybe do these a little bit better and make my life easier. I got a computer that half-ass, sometimes my iPhone 8 won't let the videos drop onto my computer. I'll spend 4 fucking hours just trying to do updates and do all of this and that. So I'm going to get some better gear and maybe try to like make these things a little bit better. But just so y'all know, coming up, I am going to do some tool reviews. I'm also going to do it on my Electrician U channel. I'm starting to make videos. I haven't posted anything new yet. I'm starting very, very basic with this stuff because I want a day one apprentice to be able to watch Electrician U and see all of the different things, like how to wire for a switch and how to put a plug in and how to use strippers and, you know, like just really basic stuff at first. Hopefully I'm going to do like 500 episodes and just go from very beginning to like journeyman level stuff to like programming PLCs and motor controls and ladder logic and get into all of that really advanced stuff later down the line. But I'm also going to be doing these reviews on the Electrician U channel. So if you guys have not checked out the Electrician U channel, there's only like 3 videos on it right now, but I've been recording more and I just haven't posted them yet. So I do have more content coming out on that for any of y'all that, for the many of y'all that have voiced things like that where you want me to show how to bend pipe and how to do this and how to do that. I'm trying to use Electrician U as just a training platform, or for like how, when I'm on a job, how I train my guys and how I teach them to think about things. And then use Journey to Master as more like talking about the industry and talking about, you know, the trade in general and life and philosophy and stuff like that. So it's going to be 2 different directions. But either way, check all that stuff out, and I got some tool shit coming soon, and I'm going to do some tool giveaways with some of the cool shit that they're sending me. I've got all the fucking tools I need, so unless there's something just really dope as fuck that I haven't used before and I get it, I'm probably going to keep that. I'll be selfish on that. But a lot of these tools I'm probably going to start giving away to y'all, so look forward to some giveaways. I'm going to be in New York City in, I think, April 10th and 11th for this whole thing to kick off. So I'm probably going to do some live broadcasts through Facebook and through YouTube. So you guys can sit and watch live as I'm going through all of this stuff. So anyways, I love y'all. Be good. Love your family. Love yourself. Love everybody around you. Just be a good fucking human being. And I will see y'all on the next episode.